what's up everybody? Thanks for checking out the CFA Big Air Contest. We got one heck of a competition coming up for you. Riders rode in a prelim this afternoon to get put into tonight's final. And we were going to get it started with our first bracket. Drew Simonson's going to drop in for his first hit. Get a nice little straight air with a grab. Judges are going to like the style and the amplitude on that. Simonson pulling down a score of 10. Andrew Merrow going for his first run against Drew Simonson right now, getting ready to drop in on the 6-foot kicker. Andrew putting down a steezy backflip. Judges are definitely gonna like that one a little more. Merrow pulling down a score of 14. Drew Simonson's got to come up with an answer if he wants to move on in the bracket. We'll see what he's got here. Drew's gonna put down another straight air. Don't think that's going to do it. Judges agree, which means that Andrew Merrow is going to move on to face Dominic Schwartz in the semifinals. David Stanley trying to get a chance to take on Tim Stelzer. Getting ready to drop in for his first run in this bracket. Stanley's going to put down a 7-0, but take a seat on it. Judges aren't going to like that he fell. Stanley's only pulling down a score of an 8. And Denver Fontaine from Liberty University dropping in right now. Fontaine putting down a nice 360. Judges are going to like that one a little more than Stanley's. Fontaine pulling down a score of 13 for his first run. Stanley going to try to come back with an answer right now to move on in the bracket. Stanley puts down a steezy front flip. Judges like it. A lot of amplitude on that. Stanley got a 15, which means Fontaine's got to improve on his last run if he wants to move on. Fontaine dropping in on our 6-foot kicker right now, putting down another 360. We'll see if it does it. And no, Fontaine not going to move on. Stanley moving on to the semifinals to face Tim Stelzer. So let's move on to Andrew Merrow versus Dominic Schwartz. Andrew Merrow dropping in on the 6-foot kicker, putting down another steezy backflip. Judges really liking the style and the amplitude on that. Merrow pulling down a 15. We'll see if that's enough to hang on through this bracket, but I'm thinking no. Dominic Schwartz is a dominant rider. And Dominic's going to try and prove that right here, putting down a sick 900. A lot of amplitude, a lot of style. Judges love it, giving Dominic a score of 24. We'll see if Andrew can somehow come up with an answer to that 9 right now, though. Andrew's dropping in on the 6-foot kicker, putting down another steezy backflip, a lot of amplitude, improving on his score, but not nearly enough to get after Dom's 9, which means Dominic Schwartz is now in our final. David Stanley and Tim Stelzer getting ready to take him on, though, trying to find a way up to him. David Stanley dropping in over on the 6-foot kicker, putting down some crazy rodeo cork spin, taking a seat on it. Judges aren't going to like that he fell. Stanley's only pulling down a 9 for it. Stelzer's getting ready to go drop in for his first run right now. Over on the 6-foot kicker. Let's see what Tim's got. Tim's got a sick 900. That's definitely going to move him above Stanley. Stelzer putting down a score of 23 for his first run, which means Stanley has to step up right now and beat Stelzer if he wants to move on to the final round. David Stanley from UNC putting down, trying to get that cork spin, not getting the rotation down though, which means Stelzer is moving on, and it will be a Stelzer-Schwartz final. Guys, I am excited about this one. These are two real good riders. Stelzer's got to drop first since he's got the 2 seed. Stelzer sliding over to that 6-foot kicker and throwing down another one of his staple 900s, putting it down clean for the judges. Judges like it. Stelzer gets a score of 24. Dom Schwartz up next. Let's see what he's got to answer to Tim's 9. Dom sliding over to that kicker and putting down a 6-720. A lot of amplitude. Fell a little, put it down a little back seat. Judges maybe taking off a little for style. Dominic only gets a 22. Tim Stelzer trying to improve on his run right now, getting a 1-2 double flat spin. That was sick. We'll see if it improves his score. It does. Stelzer puts down a 26 on the scoreboard, which means Dom's got to step it up. This kid has the style and the amplitude to do it. He might not have the doubles, but this kid rips. Let's see what he's got. 900, a lot of air. Oh, but takes his seat on it. Not going to be able to oust Stelzer. Stelzer's walking home with the win today. putting up 100 points on the individual bracket over on CFA.com. Make sure you check that out. Thanks for hanging out.